Hey guys, this week I'm going to focus on the hip flexor and lower back tightness. So if you're having some lower back tightness, two things I can show you is a stretch for the hip flexor, which I've shown you before, and then also a hip flexor release done with the edge of a foam roller. So many of us have access to a foam roller at home, or at the box you can use a kettlebell, end of a barbell, or the foam roller, whatever suits you, and to release that tightness. So first thing I'm going to do is show you the hip flexor stretch. So ideally you'll come into a low lunge, and instead of just leaning forward, you are going to scoop the tailbone under. So think about tilting the pelvis up towards the ceiling. So you're squeezing that butt cheek and holding for at least a minute or two. You should feel it all through your quad, and then also the top of the hip bone. So the hip flexor runs all the way up to the last rib, so it's located inside of your stomach. So the more sitting we do, and any lifting that we do into the front side of the body, so if we're lifting out of our toes instead of our posterior chain in our heels, then we are causing a lot of strain and a lot of tightness in the hip flexor. It is connected to the last 5 vertebrae of your spine, so if your back is tight, it most likely is because your hip flexors are tight and need to be released by stretching or using a foam roller, barbell, or kettlebell. So next I'm going to show you with the edge of the foam roller, so it doesn't matter the length of the foam roller. You're going to find your belly button, come off to the side, and then roll it down so it's going into your hip pocket. So it's right above that hip bone. And then you're going to lay on the foam roller with both of your legs parallel to the ground. So I'm going to see if I can show you here. It's kind of how you have to feel around until you're in that groove. So it's almost like you're in the obliques. And if you need more, you can start to crank the foam roller forward. If your hip flexor is really tight, you're gonna feel it in your back. So you wanna hang out here for about a minute or so. A minute or two is good. You don't wanna overdo it. You can release the hip flexors a couple times a day if needed. And one side might always be tighter than the other. So hopefully that was helpful for you in getting those hip flexors stretched and released. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.